Try to give it a little time. Wait a little bit for a couple of people to join before I go into this video right here. I don't know. Some of them said some different stuff that wasn't even it. Some of them said some different things, but this is basically my this is basically my experience right here from diving in last night. You know, it's whoa, bro, what's up with it, Ty? I'm going, this was fascinating, man. I'm gonna tell you, mushrooms is like the most fascinating thing. A lot of people is like kind of spooked of them, but it's like it's really nothing to be spooked at. You feel me? The experience is like one of the most fascinating things. I'm not even supposed to wait. I'm not supposed to wait for everybody. If you hear, you hear. If not, then you'll catch it later or something. Because yeah, like I said, I kept on trying to put it in my streaming software, and it just wasn't working correctly. So on some some platforms, it's gonna say something different. It's gonna say something different. Where is my intermission? It's right here, huh? Okay, yeah. What's up with it, y'all? Yeah, golly, bro. When I say the shrooms is like the most fascinating thing, bro. The shrooms is like the most they beyond anything. And then it's kind of crazy because what made me dive in was I was on Discord and Angie had dove in on like 5 grams, and like she was talking, you know, we just kind of sat there with her as she was just, you know, going through her phases of the mushroom journey. You know, she going through all these different phases, you know, talking about all kind of stuff, and she was like talking about how when we come in, we talk about like taking like 10, 15 grams. And she was like, you know, that's how she started. She started on high doses, but then she got to that point to where, you know, she was like, man, I don't even gotta take that much to get the experience that I actually need. And I was like, you know, that's something I've been saying for a long time, because you'll see me, sometimes I'll take 2 grams, sometimes I'll take 1.5. It never took me a lot in order to get to where I needed to go. But this time I had these shrooms that I had for a long time. I was kind of saving them in order so I can dive in on them. And for some reason, I'm not saying you should do this, because, you know, a lot of people ain't really ready to just dive in the way I dive in. So last night I was just chilling, having a drink with my girl, and then, you know, for some reason now, if I drink alcohol, like I go, dang, it just make me want to take mushrooms with it. So it's like, once we started drinking, I went and grabbed them, and I had only 3 grams left of those ones. I mean, I think I've been saving them for like over a year, if not a year and a half, 2 years. I've been having them that long, but the experience they always gave me was always profound. So it was like, you know, they was the Rotans. It was like, dang. So I've been saving these since matter of fact, since the first meetup. I've been saving these shrooms since the first meetup we had, basically. Since the first meetup, I've been saving these shrooms. So I finally took them last night. And when I say they was amazing, oh my God, I had the most amazing experience. Like it was one I can say. I always say this because, you know, whenever you get on shrooms and you get so far, you think you learned everything that you needed to know, and then you actually go in again and you see something even more profound than the last time. That was this experience right here. This experience was way more profound than the last time, but it wasn't though. It was just showing me something different. Cause at first, when they first started to kick in, I was on Discord, and like for some reason with me and Discord and mushrooms, with me it don't mix. I'm surprised that Angie can sit on Discord for her whole experience talking to everybody. Me, I cannot do that because there's something, I don't know, there's something in my brain going, you need to go lay down and kick back, and you need to go and see the visuals and do all, and kind of chill and let this thing happen. So in the middle of Eric B talking, like my whole brain just was like going wow 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 wow. I'm catching visuals everywhere. I'm seeing little fractals, and I'm like going, dang. I'm like, I went in the bathroom, I brushed my teeth, and I'm like going, dang. I'm seeing fractals as I'm brushing my teeth, and I'm just like, man, I gotta go. I jumped out of Discord. I went back in the room, and I kind of I laid down, bro. And once I laid down, that's when everything like really started to kind of happen. Cause I'm trying to catch the beginning of it, of what I first started to see, because you get this kind of net. To me, it kind of looked like a net, like a fishing net or something, but it's actually these lines, these lines that are these digital like lines that look like a fish net, and they just be going and like up and down like that, and like that's what I first started to get. But within those lines, I was seeing like these little red dots or something like that, bro. I'm looking at the red dots, and I'm just like looking at the fishing line, and then I said, man, I'm gonna put on some music so it like bring it out more, because at the time I think my girl was rolling a blunt or something, and she had the light on, so I like put on the blindfold and like kind of covered my eyes. And when I did, I was like, I was in this place to where, man, it reminded me of Galvatron, like some Transformer stuff, like a whole planet made out of nothing but metal, out of metal and technology, basically. But it's kind of weird because when you look at it, like if you look at a coin, a nickel, a penny, it don't matter, and you look at the back of that coin and the way it's engraven, that's what it looked like, right? It was showing me this. I'm looking at this and I'm going, wait, hold on, like what is this? And it was like this is the real life. This is the real life. It was like Minecraft. I don't want to really say Minecraft because the way Minecraft is, it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that, but it was like squares like that though, like the squares and different things, how Minecraft is shaped. But what it reminded me of mainly was Mechagodzilla. Not the first one, but the old Mechagodzilla, when he fought that robot, the old robot thing that was on there. It like the entities in there look like that dang robot thing, bro. I'm looking at and it's like cities, but it's weird because the same way like these numbers is going down, that's how reality was doing. It was moving just one way, but it was like a steady flow like this. But as it's moving, you see these different sculptures like buildings, or you feel me, it look like a city or something, but I don't know, because our cities look different. And then you see those robot like type technology like creature things, right? And I'm like tripping out on it, and then it popped me in this space to where it seemed like, I don't know why I always get to this space to where it seemed like I'm with like the creator of reality. You feel me? Which I think that we have an idea that we was given of what the creator is. So if you already got an idea of what the creator is, your mind is gonna take you there. Like on shrooms, it's gonna take you to what you think God is, not what the thing really is. It's gonna take you to the space that you kind of believe, or the way your mind is set up. So it had me in this space, and it was like, even in that place was like a machine. It was a machine that was generating reality. It was like crazy, right? Because in the first space, when you see this space, if you overlay it on this reality, you can tell that it's this reality. It's just the way our brains shape reality is just totally different. It's shaping into this. But if you was to take away all of that, crazy, you know what the brain is doing, it wouldn't even look like this. It'll look like some weird technology type stuff that like basically like that. Because inside this place where I felt like I was in the creator's lab, the God's lab, bro. It was like being in a tune-up shop or something, but not a tune-up shop, but in like something like that was just creating this thing right here. And I'm like looking and I'm going, oh wow, I'm like, this is like kind of trippy, bro. And then the thing just, man, it just went blank to where it was black. And like I was in the blackness again, and I'm looking at the blackness and I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, man, okay, what's gonna happen? Cause what had happened was I had got my headphones and I started listening to music, right? And I'm listening to music. It's like kind of crazy because once you get so far ahead, you see how everything that you hear and listen to help generate what you're seeing. So as I'm listening to the music, it's showing me all this stuff, but then I like kind of caught on to it, and I'm like going, man, hold on, man, this music is the reason why I'm seeing this over here. So I took my headphones off for a little bit, and I said, no, I didn't take them off right then. I said, no, what I'm going to do is, I said, I'm going to put on this other stuff, this more spiritual stuff, this guy talking about, Sansara and all this different stuff. I put that on. It was, bro, I ain't even gonna lie, it was annoying. It was annoying to listen to somebody talk about life and say what life was at the time. It just didn't feel pure. Like I would say, it didn't feel pure. But I was like, man, I'm gonna take these headphones off and I'm gonna just, try to shut my mind up and close my mind in order so I can go further. So that's what I did. I took the headphones off and like I'm going, okay, I'm gonna stop thinking. And when I said that, my mind said, because this was wow, right? I was questioning the guy that's in your mind that be speaking to you that you can hear. He was like the narrator of the whole story. He was just narrating. The voice in my head was like the narrator. That's all it was. It was narrating the story. It wasn't even something that was thinking for itself or that was, living life. No, it was just narrating the story. And basically, whenever I tried to stop him from narrating the story, he was still like, I got so used to, because over time, that's what we do. As we narrate our own story, we're telling our story in our mind as we going. And I'm listening to it and I'm going, wait, hold on. Wait, so who is this guy? And why is he always just narrating the story? Oh, look, there go a black car. Oh man, look, I feel like, we should go smoke a blunt. It's like he narrating the story. I'm like, this is like this because when I talked to Rob, like I seen the separation, not the separation. I seen, the separation between the brain and the active functions of the brain and the body. Like, I'm going to get into that later. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself because, you feel me? It went wild. So as I'm trying to shut this guy up, I'm like, no, I don't want to think. Every time I think that, it would say it. It would say, okay, be quiet, stop thinking. And then it got to the point to where it just wasn't saying anything. It was just boom. You feel me? My mind was quiet. And when my mind got quiet, that's when I just went, bro, I went all the way to like the microverse. And I was like this organism. And this is where it gets wild at. I don't even know if I want to tell the story because this is where it just got wild at. I was this organism, right? I was an organism that connected with another organism and another organism and another organism and another organism till we connected and we made a city, right? We made a city. And then from that city, the brain grew out of that city. You feel me? The brain, which was totally different, because it was like crazy, because we didn't even look like, as we was coming together, we didn't even look like a body yet. We didn't even look like a body as we was coming together. But the reason we was coming together and making the body, because it seemed like all together, if we're all together, like right now, I can go eat a pineapple, and the pineapple is going to feed every organism in my body. So it was like all these organisms, all of us came together in order to make the body, like we was a walking city. You feel me? Like how a city thrives. We was like that. But then with making that produced the brain. And then when the brain formed, the brain became like the president. Because the brain it started to control the whole city. Bro, you don't understand. It seemed like I was there forever. It seemed like it took forever for this to happen. But it happened little by little. These organisms, certain organisms came together, like two of them said, okay, if we do it this way, you feel me, we'll be more fluent in life. What's up with it, Hugo? We'll be more fluent. We'll be able to live longer. We'll be able to, get food and, as a group. And we grouped up in order to make the body, bro. But then when the brain got created, it created itself. It came to form from the body making whatever it did, from making the body, from these organisms making the body. So then when the brain came to be of what it was, it started to be able to think and to feel. So now the city came to life. The city that was created became a living being, which was the body. And everything that was with all the organisms within the body gave the brain the power in order to make the decisions for everybody. It was weird, bro. It was like the organisms came together to create the body. The body, over time, developed the brain thing. And then once the brain... Dang, man, everybody want to text me while I'm lying. Okay. And then once the brain started to activate and started to fire up, the brain became its own entity, because it came up with this thinking thing. And, it realized that it was this city. It realized that it was this thing, the body. You can call it the body. I'm going to start calling it a city. It realized that it was the city. And then it started that the control was given to the brain to make all the decisions for the city. It's like the brain was the president of the city. So if the brain like Rob threw something out there like, okay, carrots. He's like, yeah, my daughter was craving carrots. You feel me? Now just think, for all that goes on for the body to crave something like carrots. It's all these little organisms sparking up, doing this, and the brain was making decisions for the whole body that only one small spectrum of the body felt. Like the shoulder said it wanted carrots, so the whole body had to eat carrots. Oh, the big toe said it wanted cake, so the whole body had to accept the cake. It was like the brain was making decisions for the whole body, but the whole body was different parts. It was different sections. It was like, but it became president. And it was like weird, because once the brain started to take over, bro, that shit grew legs. It grew like legs. It reminded me of a king crab, a snow crab, right? A snow crab, like how the legs come out like this. Like I seen legs come out of it, and like when they came out, these things and it started walking around, the body just like went limp. It was weird, bro. The body just went limp, and the brain was the one doing the walking and doing everything, bro. It was just dragging the body with it as it was going, and I'm like, what the heck, bro? It was weird. It's almost like the body is the thing that creates. I hate to say this, but it was like the body was like the thing that created the consciousness and the soul. It was like not that it was here before. It was like it was like the body was the one that created it, because once the brain got developed, the brain started making up all these different things. The brain started coming up with all these different ideas of whatever. You feel me? But after a while, the thing broke away from the body. You feel me? And I don't know if it became like the soul or whatever it became, because as I'm seeing this thing walk away, and before it broke away, like I just kind of backed out of it, because like I'm going, dang, and I went and I called Rob, and I just kind of talked to Rob for like 30 minutes, because I was like geeking off of it, because I'm going, dang, wait, hold on. I'm like, man, it's showing me that we started from like these organisms. And these organisms, like, you know how they say as above, so below? Think about this, right? As above, so below. Now, us as people, what do? We come together and we form a group. We form the same kind of group. And then we do the same thing. We put somebody in charge of the whole group. And we go, this one person will become the brain, the president, the leader, the one of the group. You feel me? And then everybody follow what this person say. It's like that, bro. It's exactly like that. It's like exactly as above, so below. With like, even with states, countries, it all do the same thing. You see all these organisms coming together to build what we would call a full country. Now China is China, not because of the land, but because of the people, the organisms that came together and formed one, in order so they could feed a whole nation, in order so they can feed everybody. What's up, Quintoon? So I'm like, we was diving in deeper on it, like, thinking about, yeah, that's the way we was diving in on it, bro. But it was the weirdest thing. When I say starting off from an organism, just, clicking up with other organisms to make the body, it was just like the dopest venture to me. Now, when you hear me come in, I'm just telling y'all what I seen on my experience. You feel me? I'm not saying that it's true, but I'm saying, you feel me? It just kind of made sense of the way that we create the space that isn't here. The way that we create the unknown spaces that exist within, within everything. It was like, bro, it was like almost like even that thing in there, bro, for a momentary in time, it wasn't connected to everything like I always felt like it was. It was something that was born out of this body. It was born out of this body and created out of this body. But that little thing, it gets passed on through the genes over and over and over and over again. And then this is what's crazy, because that thing that was in there, right? That's what it was trying to build itself up to. Like you'll see the whole future happening. That thing that's in there, it knows it only can survive within the mind. Like, right, let's say that thing only can survive within the mind. But let's say that thing starts to create things and create and create and create in order to make something like a computer, or, you feel me, a robot, something that it can exist in forever with no worries. You feel me? Like, it was trippy, bro. This was a trippy trip, man. It was wild. It was wild. I don't even, like, some of these experiences you don't even be wanting to explain or talk about, because they be far-fetched. But when you go and you actually talk about them, you can see it more clearly. You can see it more clearly. You can see how this brain thing, because I said the brain is actually the deceiver. The brain is it's like literally the deceiver. Because the brain is grabbing information from everywhere. You feel me? Like we walking around, all we is a city. So just think if right here where I stay at in San Diego came to life and felt like it was something because of us, the organisms that came together and made it what it was. Now the city, the city of San Diego is now San Diego. You feel me? It's thriving. Everybody know about it. You feel me? It's expensive. It's all these different things. The people came together to make it what it is. This is the same thing that the organisms came together to do with the body. The body just was a city. It wasn't supposed to be what it is now. It was just supposed to be a place where all these different organisms could live and feed without having to go out, like one blood vessel going out to have to do something itself. The heart having to go out and get food for itself. The lungs having to go out and get food for itself. No, the body was like this one. It was just a conglomerate of a gang of organisms that came together in order to make this city. And then that's what it became. But over time, the city recognized itself, that it was alive and that it was last night Snail Horseplay, I smoked, because I only smoke on Fridays and Saturdays now. Like I don't smoke bud like all the time now. I slowed back because once I did, like I can't remember my dreams and everything. It's like kind of trippy, which is the city. The city. It's, man, Exile, bro. Exile. When I say that was the trippiest trip, bro, that was trippy. Because, like, I could, the way I even seen the body, bro, the body wasn't even, it wasn't this living being. It was, but it wasn't at the same time. Like, it was just a city. It was just a city that was thriving, that was, that was taking care of the organisms or the things that was within it, that came together in order to make it what it was. Like, bro, it was crazy because as I'm seeing the people being made like that, I was seeing the animals, bro, and I was seeing the cities take different forms. I was seeing the organisms take different forms, like a lion. Like, think about it, like organisms coming together and taking the form of a lion. Just think, that lion is gonna be a beast. It's gonna get out there. It's gonna eat up everything. It's gonna smash everything. It's gonna make sure that the organisms are feeding. That they're feeding, man. It's fucking wild. It's wild, but I keep getting flashes of it. Flashes of this place that remind me of this background right here. But picture if this background was moving like this, but picture if it was like a coin, like how a coin would look. In your story, your consciousness was there before the city, and the body, and the brain. Nah, it wasn't. Not in I don't know about that story, but in my story, no, it wasn't. It wasn't. It was something that, and it was something that the brain had created. It wasn't there before. It was these organisms that were there before. And then as it went on, as the organisms started coming together and making the body, the brain came out of them making the city. You feel me? That's where the brain came out of. Like, almost like, all right, let's say it like this, right? When this place was first built, when the United States was first built, and let's say it started over by New York, right? Before it became the full United States, it started in a little bit. You feel me? Before it just started to kind of grow, and all these people came together in this place called New York, and it started to spread. And the more it spread, it began to make more cities. But each one of these cities was not just the brain, but it was like building. It started to build the heart. It started to build the lungs, the thing that make the city breathe. The city didn't have to really think yet. It was just trying to feed. It was trying to eat. It was trying to consume. And over time, that's when the brain grew. The brain was created within the city, which, it became the United States. And the United States itself began to run all the states. You feel me? It began to run all the states. You feel me? Because the state itself is like a brain. It's like a brain, but a mini brain within the bigger brain. So, because within the state, you got cities within that. You got smaller cities within that came together and formed their own body. And their body started thriving. But all these cities come together to make the one big one, which is the United States. So that's what it was like with the body. It was like all these different organisms came together to make the city, which became the state, which became a nation itself. But the brain was giving control over everything. The brain was the president, bro. The brain was the president, but the brain, the decisions that the brain was making was not just, it wasn't for the whole city. Because the brain couldn't really tell the whole city. The brain only was grabbing, it'll go and talk to the elbow, and the elbow will say, hey man, we need this and we need that. You feel me? So the brain will go out and get it for the elbow, and it'll give it to the whole body. So like our cravings, right? Like we crave smoking weed, we crave drinking alcohol, we crave certain foods that we know that are not good for us. These are our taste buds going, hey, this tastes good. Or this other thing going, hey, I like the way this feel. You feel me? And we'll go out and we'll do that, but we don't understand that it's affecting our whole city, because the body is the temple. That's why I say the body is the temple, because the body is the city, the body is the country, the body is that thing, is that right there. And the mind, the brain, is the president of the whole thing. But the mind, the president, is like Donald Trump. The president is like Donald Trump. That's the best way I can explain it. Let's see, what'd you say? Weren't you perceiving all of this? That's what I'm hearing as consciousness. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, well, that would be the same thing, bro. That would be the same thing. That we can call it consciousness or whatever, but I'm saying the way it showed me, it wasn't that my consciousness is probably creating this whole thing. Maybe. But as I said, I can still see the forms. I can still see the forms. I can still see us in the body, and then see us as organisms coming together to create the states and the cities and the different things, which would be the same as the body did. But when you think about consciousness, you feel me? When the brain came to, the brain created that, because the brain became aware that it was a body. The brain created this awareness as it began to see things and see itself. So if consciousness was here, it didn't know what it was. It was just here. But it didn't have no idea of itself. It couldn't think that it was even itself. It didn't have none of that. It was only existing as the nothingness. But then the brain gave it the life to see that it was the thing. That it was the thing. Because other than that, it would just be whatever it was being. It wouldn't just take a form for no reason at all. Man, I don't know. That's throwing me all off. Exile. The organism formed its own intelligence by just being. Yeah, that's basically what I was seeing. Is the fact that it formed its own intelligence, and it called it that, and everything followed that. Because the body followed the brain, because it gave the brain the power in order to tell it what everything was, to tell it what it needs, to tell it to create its wants, to go out to make sure it's going out and getting food for everybody else. It gave the brain became the president, basically. Like I said, the brain became the president. My body is a crack house. Exile. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I'm just saying what I seen. Bro. This ain't to be questioned or to be, okay, well, no, this and that. It's not even that. It's just what I seen on my experience. I can't change my experiences and fit it to fit everybody. This is what I seen on my experience. This is just what I seen. I'm not saying this is what it is. So we can it ain't no back and forth. Oh, no, it's not. This is just what I seen. I'm explaining what I seen. And I'm just going, okay, think about this. This is what I seen. Think about this. It ain't to be, try to define it or try to make sense of it. It's just what I seen on my mushroom experience. I can't change the fact that I seen it, and I can't make the story different than what I seen. If I do that, then I'm lying. If I make it different than what I was shown, then I will be lying. I will be telling the story, which I'm already telling the story of what I seen. It's like, the body, yes, a body, a temple, houses consciousness, permeates everything, has no bond, from comes into experience to experience separation. Whatever you want to call it. Whatever you want to call it, bro. It's whatever you want to call it. I'm just giving my account of what happened on my experience. I'm not trying to explain and say this is what life is, because basically what I seen the brain create many different what we would call existences or what life to be. But it was the brain fooling the body to think that it was all these things, that it wasn't. It was creating all these different things because the brain took over after a while, and it started to form this. And look, we started to form headphones. The brain began to form all these different things that the body really doesn't need. But it only did it in order for the brain. The brain said, smoke weed, it's going to get high. I love the feeling. The brain is saying all these things. This is the brain telling you consciousness is this. And the brain is saying all these different things. It's not the thing is not saying it, because the thing don't say anything. It just be. But once the brain started playing a part in it, the brain had full control. The brain was able to create it had an infinite amount of space to make whatever it wanted in that space. And it passed it on from person to person to person. That thing right there. So if let's say I'm gonna take it like, I'm gonna tell it like this. Let's say consciousness, right? Let's say consciousness was here before. If it was, it didn't know itself. Like, this is what I was saying about like the past. Like a lot of things that went on in the past, when they were catching certain diseases and certain things and it was killing them off, they didn't know what it was. Over time, we figured out what it was. That's when we was able to put a name on it and say, oh, this is what it was right here. Oh, everybody had the measles. They didn't know that it was the measles. Everybody just knew they was getting sick and dying. The Black Plague, they didn't know what it was. You feel me? The brain came and told them what it was. After a while, our brains came up with the story of what it was. It figured it out. It wasn't the consciousness. The consciousness came from the brain in my experience. I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm saying this is what I seen. I seen the consciousness come from the brain, and I seen the brain, the so-called spirits, the soul, I seen it all come from the brain. The brain is the one thing that creates everything, but what created the brain? Did consciousness create the brain? Consciousness developed the brain and shaped the brain and made the brain what it is, but it didn't create the brain. The brain was organisms. So that means the organisms had to be conscious of life. They had to, and they don't, we know, well, we feel like the organisms don't think like us. Because in order for the organisms to think like us, they got to come together and make a body and make this and have the brain in order to come up with thoughts and to think and make all these different things, right? Gave rise to. But I don't know, bro. All I know is that was an amazing experience. It was an amazing experience. It was a dope journey in order, like, to go beyond my thoughts, to go beyond my thoughts. And you feel me? I don't even know what that is, because I always go, dang, I want to go beyond what I think life is, or what I was given what life is. I don't want all this other stuff. Oh, you feel me? I don't need, like, even when I was putting on stuff, trying to listen to certain things to talk about life or talk about, man, I couldn't even listen to it. I couldn't even listen to it because I started to see this brain thing creating all these things. Like, we can see what the brain created, but what did the brain do? It didn't do nothing but mimic what the body was doing. That's why the streets look like veins. And then you got gas stations, you feel me? You got, bro, the body just, it just mimicked. Everything that we see is just a mimic of this right here that's already happening. We just put it in the technology and put it into all these other things. You feel me? And that's all it is. It's like all these things is just a mirror of what the body already is. A city is just, a country is just a mirror of what the body already is. The body is these organisms coming together to make it what it, and it's crazy because when you see the so-called, what, I don't even want to say it, but the so-called real aspect of it, it was like the body was just lying dormant. It wasn't even really doing nothing. It was like weird, bro. It looked like I said, it looked like I was on Galvatron or something. It reminded me of like a Minecraft Galvatron, but it was like only like grays and greens and yellows. You feel me? It wasn't like no other colors in there. Reflecting what is true. Yeah, that's all. It's kind of, yeah, it's already happening. Like, I think that's why they say the as above, so below, because everything is just mimicking everything else. That's all it's like kind of sort of doing. But I guess, you know, we get lost in the being of life that we don't see it. But I think we do see it. We do see it. And it don't even, this is the cold thing that I'm starting to learn also. It don't matter whether you see it or not. The journey is still going to be the same. It don't matter if you got it or not. The journey is still going to be the same. You feel me? It don't matter if you can go get all the knowing and you can go not know all the stuff. The journey is still going to be the same. It's still going to be the life journey. But whenever it comes to us doing whatever we do, it's always the brain telling us we right in every situation. The mind is always telling us we right. Oh, you was right to look for that. Oh, you was right to do that. You feel me? Like, it tell us when we wrong, when it feels like it was wrong. But it's always the one telling us this and that. It's always making up the story, giving us the story, helping create the story. And it's like, man, that's just something to just think about, because the brain is just not the only thing in the body. The brain is the president, bro. And we follow the president like people follow the president here. But the president of the brain is Donald Trump. Like what's the name said, man, some of the presidents and some of our brains is just a crack house. You feel me? It's living in, it's set up a crack house. You feel me? But as you go in life, bro, you start to find out that you learn what you need to know. You learn what you need to know. You're like, this is what's trippy. You learn what you need to know. What the hell? Man, they did it again. They always, man, I don't care. Y'all can restrict my life. I ain't even going on there no more. But no, yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, the brain, bro. The brain, it's like the controller. It is the controller. You feel me? But it controls the whole city. It's the president of the city. It's the king. It's trippy. It's trippy. It's trippy, but it's getting hot in here, y'all. I gotta tap out. You feel me? I gotta tap out. But that's my experience. You feel me? And I'm like say it again. Like my experiences ain't to be, you know, made into this is what it is. These are just my experiences. These are the experiences I'm having. You feel me? I'm not here to say, okay, well, we got to start being like this because the mushroom said this. No, this is just what they showed me. This is just a movie, okay? That's it. This is just what they showed me. You feel me? You can do with it that you want to. Brain, mind. Yeah. Yeah, it was, man, bro, Chris, it was trippy, man. It was trippy. Just watching myself be that little organism thing. It was like, it was fascinating because it was like I was this little, I was an atom that came together with another atom and came together with another one, and we just started getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And then we started building certain things. It was certain things that were created in order to just help out us. You feel me? Help out this body thing that, you feel me? It ended up being that. It ended up being that. It wasn't something that we was thinking that we was creating. It was just easier for us to come together and to be able to get food and to be able to survive. It was easier if we did it as a nation instead of doing it as just me by myself. You understand, and instead of it just being me, and we came together, and over time, that's when the body was formed, and the mind, once the mind got to, the mind started controlling the city, the mind started realizing and thinking that it was alive, it was living, it was like this other living creature, and it was like, whoa. I was just like, whoa. And it seemed like it happened. It seemed like it took forever to happen, but it didn't. It was like kind of fast, but it was just trippy how even when the mind began to take over, at first it was just doing whatever was needed for the city, and then the mind just grew some legs and just said, fuck the city. You feel me? Now it's me. It's just me. You feel me? And then it to where it just got to the point to where it was crawling around, just dragging the body, until it got to the point to where it broke away from the body and became something else, to where the body was just like, oh my God, bro. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, it's the trippiest thing, man. It's the trippiest thing. But I'm about to tap out, though. I'm going to tap out. I'm going to leave it at that. You feel me? And, man, thanks for watching. Thanks for commenting. Thanks, Exile. You feel me? Snail Horseplay. Everybody else that's out there, make sure you hit that like button on your way out. And, yeah, I'm finna go lay it out, bro.